Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I'm Jason, your host. AMD cards suck, they really do, compared to Nvidia, I'm sorry. It's another day and another day of fighting drivers, fighting situations. So, I've used Nvidia cards for a long time and it isn't that. Hello there. Bertie wants some love, he's just woke up. There you go. See, Bertie's a dog. Bertie knows what to do as a dog. He's a doggy dog. AMD cards don't seem to know what the fuck they do. What do I mean by that? I have a 7900 XT in this little computer system here. It's paired up with a 3950X Ryzen and 32 gigs DDR4. M2s and a couple of SSDs. Yeah, baby. And it should be working fine. But it's not. I've had so many problems over these last days. First of all, what happened was this. My 3090, and I've had 3090s, 4060 Ti's, 4070s. I've been using Nvidia for a long time. And before anybody says it, yes, I use DDU to remove all the drivers, and I installed the latest drivers and all that kind of thing. So, my other computer, where the 3090 it's downstairs now and is being used as an AI server. I'm working on a lot of AI stuff to do with autistic personal assistants and that kind of thing for my coping strategies. So when I was looking at how much I could budget and what I had available and what options I had, I came to the conclusion of, I can either go for 4070 Ti Super, which I bloody well wish that I had picked up now. Oh God, I wish I had picked that. Okay, I would have had to save a little longer, but yeah. Instead I thought, I know, AMD must be getting its act together. I've got a 7900 XT. It's 20 gigabytes VRAM, be brilliant for VR, and generally should be able to take her on. So the first way I did it was because I had moved my main computer downstairs to be a server, I used my laptop, a Lenovo AMD 7840U Pro ThinkPad X13, really nice system, 32 gigs RAM, DDR5, awesome system. And I've got a Razer Chroma X eGPU. Now that laptop has two USB 4 connectors, and I usually have a 3060 Ti in the eGPU. And I thought, I know, I'm going to turn it into a desktop replacement. I'd got the 7900 XT, plugged it into the eGPU, plugged it into the system, and oh my God, the amount of problems. You see, there's a piece of software. It's pretty much automatic on Nvidia that realizes, hey, you've got a external GPU. We're going to switch to that automatically because that's a sensible thing when you're playing games like Starfield and stuff like that. And oh my God, that's your monitor. That you're going to use that as the primary monitor instead of the little laptop monitor. We'll use this monitor. That's everything fine. That's all NVIDIA. NVIDIA does it pretty much automatically. Can you remember it? Oh boy, AMD. So many issues to sort with that. The amount of games that would not recognise anything except for the laptop as being the primary display. I had to do lots of issuey things. Then I tried to stream with it. And it wasn't to do with the performance. It wasn't to do with the USB 4 connection. We know it's less than 40 gigabits bandwidth, but it wasn't to do with that because I did a test. Before I tell you what the problems were, I took out the 7900 and put it back in the 3060 Ti. And it worked perfectly for OBS, worked perfectly. The NVENC encoder suite, just perfect for OBS and for streaming. Plug in the 7900 and oh my god, overloading the encoders. Sometimes it wouldn't even recognize for streaming that there was an actual AMD card plugged in, and went through these problems quite, and it was like the card was working, but no, for some reason OBS and trying to run it through that system, it caused such overheads. You see, OBS here running through the system at the moment, main system, using a 1.1% CPU. For some reason on that laptop, even though it has a 8-core 16-thread CPU in it, was hitting 30%. And it kept trying to send the games through the integrated graphics. It was using like 80%, 90% of CPU to play games and stream at the same time. Now, I'm quite reasonable. Yes, that could have been a problem there. So I thought, okay, I've got my backup computer system. I put the 7900X in this nice little box here. Thought everything was perfect. Set everything up for here. 2 monitors, 2K monitors. Well, one, yeah, both 2K, one an ultra wide, one 37-inch, 32-inch, something like that. And everything's working fine, no problems. Still a bit more overhead on the actual OBS drivers for encoding and that, but you can deal with that, no problem. Then I tried VR. Holy shit. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's causing the problems at the moment. But I have a Valve Index, which isn't that much of a performance hog. It'll run on a 4060 Ti or a 1070 or 1080 Ti or anything like that. Oh, I tried to get it work with the 7900 XT many times. Oh my god. I uninstalled the drivers, I put all the settings to default, I pressed all the buttons I could think of, and it was running so slowly that even in Valve Index, if you put the home system on, as in not in a game or anything, it was like juddering, tracking wouldn't settle no matter what. Every time I moved, it was like as if it was juddering all the way across for the turns, and you could see actually inside thingies there was like a ghosting image of everything being done on the screen. I checked, it wasn't any of the settings that was causing it that I could tell. I spent like 3 hours trying to figure this out. When I checked the performance monitor that you can turn on Steam VR, it was pure, and I mean pure, pink. That means basically worst possible performance. I mean, we're talking, it's usually up to, it goes up to from 0 to 11, something like that, 11 milliseconds or something like that on the chart. 0.1. It was right there, close to saying there was a problem. I tried plugging the USB into a different port. I tried everything I can think of. I'll have to retry it. In fact, I had to use my backup system, my Quest 3 instead. I prefer the Valve. I only have a Quest 3 as a backup because I use VR for my mental health stuff. So I have to have a backup, but I prefer to use my Valve Index. And could not get it to work in anything from VRchat without this horrible juddering going either. If you start up Steam VR and you don't have home, you have like a graph on the floor with lines in it. Every time I moved up, the lines were doubling and tripling. Every time I moved left to right, the centre line was doubling and tripling. It was so bad that it would have given me really bad things. So I have never had any of these problems with an NVIDIA graphics card. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe there's something that I'm missing in the setup. And after a couple of days, I've finally got it so that flat screen games work okay on it. But if I can't get the VR stuff to work, then that's pretty much a deal breaker. I'll have to send it back and try and get. I don't know what to do about it. Ooh. I'm pretty much worn out, as I've spent most of the day trying to sort out all these bits and pieces. It's crazy that my Valve Index works better on my ThinkPad with a 3060 Ti in the eGPU than it does in this full-size computer desktop with a 7900 XT. I know the CPU is not getting the bottleneck. I've checked, the CPU is only ever reaching 50% maximum. Anyway, that's why I haven't been on much. That's why I haven't done a stream or anything. I've got a bloody headache at the moment from trying to sort out VR on this. I had to do my, like I said, I had to do my daily Beat Saber using the Quest 3. I am not enjoying this.